We're back at Loretta Fritz Field. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. We had internet connection issues. We've had to start a new link to the broadcast. First pitch in there to Paskowicz, taken outside for a ball. This one, or taking both for strikes, excuse me. It's a no ball and 2-strike count. Paskowicz the batter now. This one taken outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And to end the last thing, which you did not see, was a pickoff attempt to get a runner off second base. No runs were scored. This one fouled away by Paskowicz. 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. There is a pickoff attempt to nail the runner. Holt Davis caught sleeping over behind second base. Before that, a ground out by Stodinger, and also Boxwell grounded out the pitcher as well. This pitch taken way outside, a fastball. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So where we are right now, 5 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors for the Matsu Miners. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. This one taken low inside for a ball, and Paskowicz has made the count 3 balls and 2 strikes after falling behind early. Again, we're very sorry about the connection difficulties we've had at this point, but we're back and ready to broadcast the last top half of the 9th inning. Paskowicz chops at this one and fouls it just out of play. That one sponsored by Napa Auto Parts again. If your car needs a new taillight or just any sort of nut, bolt, or screw, be sure to visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaautoparts.com. Brick Paskowicz awaiting the 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. This one chopped in, might flare into left field. It's going to fall right in front of the left fielder Wilkes. A base hit. Make that the left fielder Morton, excuse me. Morton checked into the game earlier.
Great start to this inning for the Miners, as it's been a tough couple last innings against the Chinooks pitching. They've done a good job of really stabilizing after that tough performance by Jamie Ball, which gave up a couple runs in the 6th. But otherwise now Miners trying to get a big insurance run or 2 here to give themselves a bigger and more comfortable lead.
Chris Hall squares around a bunt and chops at it, but can't quite get it. Trying to bunt the runner Brick Paskowicz over. He stands on first base. No ball, 1 strike count. Chris Hall digs back in. We're in the top of the 9th inning. The Miners are on top 5-4. We have action in the Miners bullpen for the bottom half of the 9th inning, as the Miners will go in with a lead. And a slow curveball that can't find its way over the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looks like it may be Zach Warren warming up in the bullpen. We'll check on that for sure in just a second. Pickoff throw to first base, not in time. It's scooped up nicely by the first baseman Holt Davis. Now it checks in and moves over to first base. He was a designated hitter to start this game, but now over at first. Make that Hall now awaits the pitch. This one low of the knees for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. No activity in the Chinook bullpen. So it'll be Armstrong's game to finish here. He's hoping for the opportunity to pick up a win if the Miners can, or if the Chinooks can give him some help in the bottom half of the 9th inning. But until now, the Miners are trying to play add-on. The runner goes, a ground ball up the middle. We'll see if you got him in time to fire the first in time. Did they get him at second base? They did. What a play by the shortstop and Hanks. Hanks had to field it right up the middle, step on the bag, and fire quickly. So an unassisted double play by him. What a play that erases the base runners for the Miners. And now 2 outs. And a big chance for an opportunity for Caleb Wood to try to get back on base.
And I think the unfortunate part about Paskowicz trying to steal that bag was that the shortstop, Hanks, started going towards second base. Otherwise, in some traditional settings, that might have been a base hit up the middle with Paskowicz trying to steal there. Just an unfortunate break. Miners get a double play there against them, but Caleb Wood still a chance here in this inning to try and get some runs for the Miners.
This pitch taken down low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, 5-4. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Miners are on top, but clinging to that lead, trying to play add-on here, but 2 outs. Armstrong comes home with it now, and he pops this one in the air straight up. We'll see who calls for it. It's in shallow right center field, and making the catch is the center fielder, Baranek. That's how things will shape up for the Miners. Last roundup time for the Chinooks. We'll see how they are able to fare against a new pitcher. We'll have that for you in a moment. You listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Loretta French Field as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Miners clinging to a 5-4 lead, and they're going to bring in Zach Warren. Zach Warren trying to attempt the save here. Zach has also been drafted last year in the 23rd round by the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's in to try to nail it down now for this Matsu Miners team and get them win number 1 on this young season.
How about Byron Hood doing a great job there, 2 innings in relief, and was able to get a hold for the Miners, keep this 1-run lead. It's been that 1-run lead since Harrington came out at the end of the 6th, and as we go into the 9th, it is that same score. It is 5-4. And Zach Warren, more a traditional starter. In fact, in his 8 games at Tennessee this year, he started 5 of them, pitched 23 innings, struck out 16, walked 10, while holding a total record of 2-0, 5.09 ERA, which is a little inflated because of the lack of innings and appearances. But when you look at it, Zach Warren here going to come in a spot, the lefty, to try and nail down a save in the first victory of the minor season.
It'll be Caleb Potter now batting. He's pinch hitting for Probst. Big situation to do so also. Zach Warren, the tall lefty, will stand in and face Caleb Potter, excuse me. Zach Warren will wind and deliver. Fastball down low, and he brought some heat on that one. So a 1-0 count coming to Potter. Potter, the right-handed hitter, takes another fastball way outside. Potter, a native of our home state in Ohio, near Cleveland. He's in went to Mentor High School, went to West Virginia University as well. Fastball in there for a call strike on the outside edge, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Potter homered 4 times and drove in 10 runs for West Virginia last year. He takes his pitch outside for a ball. So a 3-1 count coming from Warren now. As Warren looks in for the sign. He winds and delivers. Chopped right at the shortstop. Firing in time for the out is the shortstop.
Simple 6-3 put out there.
Tyler Wolf making the play very nicely over his shortstop.
And after falling behind 2-0 in that count, good job by Zach Warren stabilizing himself and getting the out.
So they're 2 outs away from nailing this one down is Zach Warren. First pitch down low for a ball. He'll do battle now to another pitch hitter. That's Travis Stone. Travis Stone from Stephen F. Austin. Stone will pop this one foul. The 1-1 pitch with one man out. Warren looking in for the sign. He comes set. He bends and throws. This one chopped the first baseman Zollner. He moves a few steps to his right. Says he calls off the pitcher Warren and steps on the bag. That'll be an unassisted decision there made by Jack Zollner. So now we are one out away from the Miners taking game one. So it'll be David Morton now again. He walked the last time. He pops this one foul. An 0-1 count now coming to David Morton, the left fielder.
Reached on a walk in his last time up, trying to reach again to keep this one alive.
This ball down low for a ball. One ball and one strike, 2 men out.
That was a big bending breaking ball from Warren there, and it's a really tough pitch to hit if you're a lefty breaking away from you and down.
This one hit well to left field. Vizcaíno has it in his tracks, and the Miners win it. Zach Warren comes in and gets a 1-2-3 inning to nail it down, and the Miners take the opener 5-4. They're 1-0 on the young season. What a performance by the Miners. They ran into a couple rough patches, but they were able to get it done today, getting this win, having a 5-1 lead at one point and still holding on late in the game and having a nice relief effort at the back end by Byron Hood and Zach Warren today, Kevin.
And James Harrington ultimately gets the win, his first of the season. Getting the loss is Jamie Ball, and the save locked down by Zach Warren. First win of the season, first save of the season for those respective pitchers as Ball falls to 0-1. And ultimately, you look back at it, Kyle, and it was that tough top of the sixth for Chugiak that ended up costing him. Ball walking 4 batters and hitting 1. And 2 of those runners came in to score, and that was from there where the Miners were able to get that lead that Chugiak cut into. They had that big bottom of the 6th inning, 3 runs, not all of them earned, but ultimately holding on it by the skin of their teeth and winning this one 5-4. A win's a win, though, Kyle, and you got to go home happy and look towards that home opener tomorrow.
A good start for the Miners. They put 5 runs on the board to start the year. They won at 5-4, and certainly a good performance for them, and a strong, encouraging pitching performance to see James Harrington struggle so early and then get back on track and pitch pretty well. Obviously had that one rough inning where we got a few runs, but back in the second inning, just the most impressive part to me was he came in with the bases loaded, nobody out, and he just allowed 1 run, able to work out of that jam and still pitched pretty solid.
But see, the thing was, really, those runs in that big 6th inning, really not his fault. I know maybe 2, maybe 3. Only 2 of those runs were earned, maybe 3 to Harrington. So ultimately, he did his job. Unfortunately, the field out in the field, they maybe didn't do as well. Maybe couldn't quite execute the way they wanted to. Had a couple plays get away from them. I know those 2 errors for Wood were definitely tough luck errors at third base. So those are ones I don't really look at and fault Caleb Wood too much. Those I would call, in my book, probably an infield single because of the position he was put in there. When you look at it, the throw from Hancock, not very far off. I mean, when you look at the Chinooks had some breaks today, and while they did work hard, they were able to put some runs up on the board. I really think this was a pretty sound Miners victory today, and they played well.
That they did is they get a 5-4 win again. For now, we're going to step aside and send it to the Napa Auto Parts post-game show, which we'll have in a moment. We'll have manager Ben Taylor and a player to be named here in a bit as well. Stay tuned. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
While we're waiting for the players, as we are just about to begin the Napa Auto Parts post-game show, want to thank a couple of our sponsors today, especially Napa Auto Parts, the official sponsor of the Matsu Miners broadcast. Also, the Alaska Club, Palmer Golf Course, and Palmer Bar. Those helping us to be put on air, even through the technical issues. We did battle with the internet going out on us, kind of surprisingly so, but in any case, still able to. The most important thing today, Matsu Miners win it 5-4, and we'll be waiting to talk to a couple of the players and coaches here in just a minute when we get a chance. So they will be right back. So stay tuned. You are listening to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome in. You're still listening to the Napa Auto Parts post-game show. I'm Kevin Peel, alongside my partner Kyle Howard. Still waiting on head coach Ben Taylor and a player to be named to join us as the Miners win this one 5-4 tonight. So stay tuned. We will be right with you, getting you those interviews as we thank you for listening to our first broadcast of the year. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with those for you as you are listening to the Napa Auto Parts post-game show and Matsu Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Napa Auto Parts post-game show. We're going to go ahead and send this one out, though. And before we do that, we want to go ahead and give you some final statistics. So the win, again, goes to Harrington. He goes to 1-0. Ball gets the loss. He came in to not work actually any innings at all. He won 4 walks in the process and gave up a run. Gives me a couple runs, and he gets the loss. The save, goes to Warren. Warren came in and took care of business in the 9th inning, a 1-2-3 9th inning, and he gets the save. Byron Hood, if the hold was still statistic, would have gotten the hold in the process, but the Miners do get the win today, 5-4. Big hit today coming from Chris Hall, a triple and 2 RBIs, and again, an outstanding performance on the hill by Harrington. He gets 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, and does a fantastic job pitching today, as does the entire squad. And the Miners get the win 5-4 today, and they improved to 1-0 on the year. With that, thanks for tuning in today. The Miners again win 5-4. They're 1-0 on the year, and they'll be back at it tomorrow night at Palmer for the home opener between the Miners and the Chinooks. These same 2 teams tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. You can find us on there at 6:45. Again, sorry for all the technical issues we've had this evening. We'll look to fix all those tomorrow, so tomorrow will be a great broadcast and no technical issues whatsoever. Again, I'm Kyle Howard. For Kevin Peel, thank you for listening. So long.